All right, welcome back, everybody, for another installment of Welding Shop Safety Crash Course. This one's going to be based on PPE, or personal protective equipment. Personal protective equipment kind of helps support a lot of the things that we've talked about already. So we're going to kind of go through this, and then if you have any questions, feel free to get a hold of me with those questions. All right. PPE is something that's required everywhere, and for almost every job there's some type of PPE that's required to be worn. All right. PPE is required by OSHA, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. It's a governmental organization that regulates workplace safety. While most people kind of look down upon OSHA, they are a very good thing. I would not want to go back to work in the factories of old or the environments of old where iron workers were up 30 stories or bridge builders way up high with no fall arrest harnesses and things. Yes, it can slow us down at times, but they really are there to try to keep us safe. Okay. As far as the dress code goes, you want to wear properly fitted clothing. We don't want to create any folds that can be created to kind of catch sparks. Uh, when welding's done, you need to have sleeves and gloves and a jacket. And that welding jacket should be buttoned all the way to the top. What we're doing is, again, helping to prevent places where sparks can get. All right. You always must wear boots or high top steel toe boots, tightly laced, and your pants should be over the top. You don't want to wear unbuttoned shirt tails and loose clothing, neckties, things like that around power equipment that it can get wrapped up in and caught. And lastly, make sure you wear clothes that you don't mind if you get dirty. I mean, you are working in a welding environment. You're bound to get dirty if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Gloves, they must be leather, and for stick, they must be gauntlet style gloves. When we MIG weld, there's a little different style glove that becomes acceptable for MIG welding, and then TIG welding, the gloves get a lot lighter because you need the dexterity, your heat's a lot more controlled and whatnot, but you do have to be careful when you're wearing those TIG style gloves. But for starting out, we'll be looking at heavy leather gauntlet style gloves. All right. Long pants, jeans, they must be jeans. No holes or frays. Holes and frays will catch on fire. And I promise you that those frays that you walk on the back of your heel that fray off and are all in style, those are the most likely to catch on fire. All right. Please don't come to school dressed in clothes after you've been rolling around in the fuel tank leak that you had to fix on your way to school. You don't want combustible oils or dirts on your clothes, and your pants should be worn outside your boots so that you shed sparks off and not down into your boots. Okay, your helmets. We provided a helmet for you this year. 10 is a great all-purpose. Auto darkeners are just fine. These are what are going to protect your eyes and your face skin from the UV light that is given off by the welding process. Okay. The welder is as bright as the sun, or similar in brightness to the sun. You do not want to look at the welding arc directly without a helmet on. Okay, steel toe boots, as I said, they are required. No open-toed shoes or anything like that. You like them to have a minimum of 6-inch high so that, again, your pants can fit over top of your boots. A good pair of boots is worth their weight in gold. You're going to be standing in them. If you can afford to buy a high-quality pair of boots, they will last longer and be more comfortable for you in the long run. Many companies actually provide you with uh, a an allowance for boots. Finally, your welding coat here, wool or cotton fire resistant threads. Leather sleeves are best, but they are a little bit hotter. You want them to be buttoned all the way to the top, and they must be long sleeves. All right. The welding coat that we provide you is going to be very acceptable. Here's a good example of wearing proper PPE for welding. As long as you wear the proper PPE, you should be just fine. And this concludes our talk on PPE.